I would love to see like a sequel to Zack and Miri. I want to see where their lives are.
That was a good one.
It was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
I'm one of those dummies. Any movie that starts off with Primus, I'm like, good in my book. And also, it has an amazing song from Live that has never been released anywhere else. When they're finally fucking.
The band Live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think Lightning Crashes is about?
Oh.
I'm feeling coming back again.
Oh, please.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, take a breath and let it go. We know life takes a toll. They cannot fall it, so we know life takes a toll. They cannot understand.
Well, we're back. Disrupt the paradigm here, Scott. Sweet. Skip. Jeff. We have a guest with us today. Mike or Michael.
Hey.
Michael.
Mike's fine.
We'll have Mike be your first name. Michael be your last name.
Mike Michaels?
Yeah, Mike Michael.
Mike Michael.
I can't trust a person with two
Canadian.
first names.
Mike Michelson.
Who's here with us? He's a friend of Jesse. We've had on the podcast before. You're in Skyway View with him.
Skyway View, yeah.
And you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, I'm Mike. I'm the singer of Skyway View, and I know Jesse, and Jesse knows my new friends here. So now we're all friends, I guess. Yeah.
Well, except for that guy over there. There's a guy named Skip in here that's never anybody's
I don't
friend.
need any more goddamn friends. Live exactly 0.
Let's wait until you spend a half an hour with us before we... Don't say things you can't take back.
Skip got on Friendster to tell people to fuck off.
It may or may not be true.
You can neither confirm nor deny this.
That's right.
Oh,
Is
goodness.
Friendster still even around?
I don't know. Actually,
MySpace is still
so.
up. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, I just
But
went
it's
on
all
MySpace
music.
last week.
It's mostly all music now.
Yeah, music and movies. Like, my profile is still weirdly active, and I'm very sad seeing, like, photos of me from 10 years ago.
I was really curious what the hell happened with the whole MySpace thing because, like, Justin Timberlake and some other dude resurrected it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, what is it? Anything now?
It seems like it's just a smaller media or social media platform.
Okay. Because I don't know anybody that uses it.
I don't think it picked up the way they thought it was going to. I think since they were making it more towards music, they expected it to kind of get up a little bit bigger than it was or did.
And then people went, let's not use that anymore.
Yeah.
And everybody went back to Facebook, and that said, MySpace was so 10 years ago. And like, no, Facebook was around then too.
Yeah.
Did you forget about that?
Well, there's
and looks almost the same.
Yeah, there's like Friendster, Orkut, MySpace.
Meat spin.
Me spin.
No,
Lemon Party.
that is not a social network.
Maybe not to you.
Well, it was when
Top Girl.
it was when little Jeff shared it with us, but
Yeah.
No, there was another social media.
Do you
It was,
remember
like,
your count?
Friendster. I want to say Zanga, but it's definitely not it because that was the stupid gaming company.
There's another one I can't remember.
A live journal or something?
There's LiveJournal.
That still exists.
Does it really?
And then one that just had like a weird name that was like, I don't understand this at all.
well, were you ever on Orkut?
Nope.
Okay, that was one of them.
Huh.
Oh, there was Vampire Freaks. The one that Gothic kids all went to during MySpace days.
Really? Is that an actual
please.
thing?
And
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
Man, so
VampireFreaks.com. That was a thing for a long time.
There's got to be some amazing poetry on that shit.
It was basically just social media, but for Gothic
And by
kids.
amazing you mean?
just everyone fucking quoting Anne Rice or Yoda Vasquez. Fuck.
I love tacos, and I'm sad.
The owner of Hot Topic runs the site.
Yeah. Threatens to hang himself daily. Somebody doesn't go on his page and like his pictures.
So anyway.
what's the genesis of your band?
The
And not the actual band Genesis.
I heard they're touring again soon.
Oh shit. Phil Collins. Skyway View. I joined the band a couple of years ago. Before that, they've had a long history of just a revolving door of members. So I don't really know past 2 years ago what the deal was.
Your
But-
history there is the important part.
Yeah, I mean, I was in another band, a San Jose local band called Drop Dead 60, and we played.
I remember that band.
Oh, okay, right on. And we played some shows with Skyway View, and then I quit Drop Dead 60, and their singer quit their band, and then they asked me to join, and then that's about it. That's the exciting backstory of Skyway View.
What would you describe it as, since you're kind of more recent there as far as the music goes?
Well, I know I know going into the band they sort of labeled it ambient alternative rock. I guess it's that. It's sort of more melancholy. A little, it's like Smashing Pumpkins or like Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden. It's sort of in that realm.
Kind of grungy. A little bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, the tracks I heard earlier, reminded me a bit of like some of the stuff more, the melodic parts that Deftones do now.
Right.
You know how like there's a lot more mood to their music when it was a lot like that to me.
We're just a bunch of sad kids.
Yeah.
We're so sad.
Like some elements of like old school Duran sounds in there, and just all sorts of stuff. It was interesting.
Fucking Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
We're so sad. Song done.
Oh my goodness. So how's it been going with you guys so far? You guys have any shows coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, we have one. We have a couple shows in January. We have one up here, and then we have one down in LA. I think the one down in LA is on the 21st. The one up here, I think, is on the 26th, which is like a Tuesday or something, huh?
Do you know what places they're at?
Down there, it's this place called Amplify. It's on Sunset. I haven't been there before, so I still have to check it out. The one up here, I think it's at Back Bar, probably. So.
Well, it would have to be because there's only
The Back Bar. Yeah.
There's only the Back Bar now.
Yeah.
We're losing a lot of places.
Is that really the only venue in San Jose right now?
Well,
Caravan?
in downtown San Jose that does music throughout the week would be Back Bar. The Ritz, I don't even know if they do music every day.
I think they're working on it now because of the day earth of venues.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Stritch still doing stuff or no?
Yeah, but
It's
they're
mostly jazz.
Okay.
But yeah, they're still doing it.
Okay.
So, that's December 26th you said up here?
I'm sorry, January 26th.
January 26th,
Yeah, and
right.
then January 21st down south.
All right.
So,
all right.
how about you guys?
Not too bad. It's quite a spread there. One
Yeah.
show there, one show all the way down there.
Yeah.
we
Within
don't
a
have
matter
that
of
right
5 days or whatever. Yeah.
We'll do that one day. We'll have one show up here, one show down there. And then we'll quit.
Shut up. No, right now we're on kind of a hiatus because one of our members is
Oh yeah, what you doing this week?
he's
Oh,
running from
Jerome?
the walk, going cross country.
Oh yes, that's right.
Like he wants to be one of the good old boys.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's moonshine running right now. He's driving through Louisiana.
Eastbound and down, load 'em up and truck 'em.
He's got breast cancer on his heel, so he won't be with us today.
So that's a rough
You
joke.
having trouble? having trouble swallowing that one over there?
So as you can see, we're a bunch of goddamn idiots.
So thanks for coming in. We apologize ahead of time to nobody.
This is a
Hey,
half
man.
an hour
No
of
matter
your
what
life
happens,
we'll never
we're gonna
have
be
back.
idiots. Yeah.
Musicians, right? We're a bunch of pirates, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of one
Just
eyes.
fucking and sucking all over the place, you know what I mean? Just stabbing and grabbing.
My eye patch at home, however. I think it'd be a hell of a fashion statement, an eye patch. I'm considering it.
Where would you wear it? Which eye?
Listen, I don't need.
Third eye.
Oh no, it's not gonna be on his eye.
Yeah. You gonna wear it like a G-string or what?
None of your goddamn business, sir.
Scott, what's the name of Zach's band? So one of the versions of Disrupt the Paradigm,
Blind Sparrow.
Blind Sparrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the versions of Disrupt the Paradigm, as we're kind of evolving as a band, we had a member, Zach Pino, as our other guitarist, and he left the band because him and his girlfriend moved down to L.A. or moved back down to L.A.
Okay.
And he formed this new band, Blind Sparrow. So when you're down there, you should check them. Or wait, you live in L.A.
I do. Yeah.
So you should definitely try checking them out.
Blind Sparrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that the name of the band because they have like a pet blind sparrow?
I have no idea.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they should get one. You know.
I agree.
Like almost the reverse of Dumb and Dumber, with the blind kid and the parrot.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Exactly.
is a blind bird with a kid.
Bird.
Damn it! Why just made me think of that movie? That movie had its moments. I wasn't gonna like it until I watched it, and then after I watched it, I was like, you know what? That was funnier than I thought it was gonna be.
The first one?
Yeah.
First one's a classic.
First one's good. The other two are not.
I love the prequel. Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd. That's probably one of the best titles of a movie ever. Like, and also, the name of the title is Dumb and Dumberer. If you don't think it's going to be a fucking stupid movie,
Right.
you love 50 Shades of Grey. Like,
Oh God. Now, what'd you think of the newer one?
it sucks watching it by yourself. You have to be with the right people and have a couple beers and maybe be a little stoned.
Okay, that's reasonable.
But
Yeah.
I feel I get it, Dumb and Dumber 2, but there has to be some form of evolution of the human psyche with those characters. They just got their fun, dumb spirits from the first movie just kind of became dicks in the second one.
Right,
And I
yeah.
didn't like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they got Jeff Daniels on board for that. I don't know.
It's called money.
I guess.
Newsroom wasn't paying him enough.
That's what I'm saying.
was
Like, I
back
loved
when-
that show, and then that I don't. Yeah.
That was back when Jim Carrey was pulling like 20 mil every movie or something
Yeah.
like that, and so.
Oddly
you know,
enough, he can still pull a good paycheck.
Oh, I'm sure.
He just hasn't been wanting to do much lately.
Well, he's
now.
mostly been doing dramatic stuff, and he's really good at dramatic stuff. But
He was the only good thing of Kick-Ass 2.
I didn't even know I didn't see that, so I didn't know. he was in
Mr.
it.
Popper's Penguins.
did I watch that? Shit, I can't even remember.
Oh, but speaking of, just want to give a quick shout out to Zach and his band Blind Sparrow. So I know they've got an album coming out
Buy
in
their
the near
shirts.
future.
Hey
Buy
Zach,
their shirts.
I'm gonna check out your band Blind Sparrow when I go back down to LA.
And unlike him, we're gonna judge you when we listen to it.
Oh,
We're
don't
gonna be
worry,
like, how dare you
I'll judge. Don't
travel from our band down to LA and do music as well? How dare you, Zach?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do both acoustic and plugged-in shows, so you'll have multiple opportunities to see them in their different incarnations.
worry. Oh, okay.
But yeah, everything I've heard has been really good. Zach's a tremendous guitarist and a great songwriter. So
Cool.
We had the pleasure of working with him for a little bit here. He definitely brought a different element into the room when he came in. It was we were kind of just doing like a regular metal, straightforward little metal style with some like mixtures of like Lamb of God and other little things. And
Yeah.
he came in and he's got all these other like at the drive-in styles and different things like that.
Okay.
A little bit more of a up tempo.
I think it kind of definitely helped us develop some of our proggier elements.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to explain.
I've never heard a Fender Stratocaster sound so fucking metal yet clean at the same time. He has this great late 90s or late 80s, early 90s just tone.
Cool.
From
Yeah.
what he had, and it was just like, I want that.
Whatever it is, he was doing it right. But yeah.
So
it's-
Skyway View, you guys a 4-piece or?
Oh, we're like a 6-piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when it's always like a showdown between two bands, you know, when you're fighting on the streets, we always win.
Yeah.
We got those 6 members.
Sharks and Jets. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we were a 6, and then we moved down to 5.
Yeah.
Depending on if our other singer guitarist ever gets back.
I mean,
I'm learning all your parts, Jerome. Fuck off.
same here.
I hope your breast foot cancer goes into remission.
It's on the heel. They should be able to.
It's
remove
heel.
it.
Okay.
Jeff wants you back.
I have never met you, but I'm sure you're a cool guy. I don't know you.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Jesse's other band, or have you seen them do anything?
You know, I've only known Jesse for a couple months, and I've only ever met him when we're practicing or doing shows. You know, just because of the nature of me like coming up and then doing a show and then going back home. You know what I mean?
Sorry, did you say how long you'd been in the band for? Or?
Yeah, since like late 2014.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we didn't really get started until early 2015.
Was he not in Parkway View until recently?
No.
Oh, that's where I was getting my signals crossed. Okay.
Yeah, he joined over the summer, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, or no, maybe even later than that.
Okay, so you've been doing it for a while, and he's the new guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he's the new kid. We're still stealing his lunch money and that kind of thing, you know,
Yeah.
jamming him in the lockers.
Atomic
you know?
wedgies.
Yeah.
I've been there. There was a point in time when I used to lose change in my pockets by being held upside down.
Really?
That only happened once.
And then the next time you threatened to punch me in the dick if I did it, so I haven't done it
It's like,
since.
well, it's gonna be an easy spot.
Right.
That's a threat that never fails.
Just hanging upside down like Batman speed bagging it, you know?
Oh, I've done that too.
So yeah.
So are you the only one in that band that's based down in LA, or?
Yeah, I'm the only cool person in that band.
A man after my own heart.
Great, now Skip's gonna move to LA.
Bet you won't.
He's gonna come back and be like,
No.
well, I just didn't want to have to see you bastards
Oh my God.
all the time.
Barely
so,
afford to live up here.
Moved on to LA.
No shit.
Oh,
It
man.
is fucking. Can I swear on here? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can do
It
whatever
is so fucking expensive up here now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy.
Holy shit! I don't know how everybody does it, man.
In San Francisco, it's higher rent than Manhattan. now.
Yeah, dude,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
It wasn't, but a handful of months ago, I was looking around on Craigslist for places to rent, and literally I saw people renting out closets
In quotes.
in
Oh
San
my
Francisco
God.
for like like if you were a traveling business guy,
Yeah.
you didn't want to pay for a whole room. You could literally rent like a walk-in closet with a hide bed in it.
For how
$800
much?
bucks.
Oh yeah,
800?
No shit.
Yeah, no, they actually changed the zoning laws in. They actually changed the zoning laws in San Francisco to make it legal to rent out closets for like tech people and stuff.
That's man.
It's crazy.
What a bunch of bullshit.
I
Holy crap.
I had a friend who was living in there's a converted factory in Brooklyn, and the factory overseer's loft, like the office, they converted this whole thing into apartments, and he was in a space on top of the overseer's loft. It was probably about 3 feet tall and maybe like 10 feet long by 6 feet wide, and he was paying $800 a month for that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, it's like that scene from Fifth Element when they're all packing them on the ship.
Yeah.
That little cubby hole that
But
pops
he
out the wall.
but he loved it, and like his view was amazing from his apartment, and hey, you know,
From his 5 square feet.
that's right.
Jeez.
Sorry, I'm a size queen. I need to have good living space
Well,
and girth.
right.
It's all about girth with you, isn't it?
Maybe.
especially the mattress. When it comes to the mattress.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of bubble that's going to burst, right? Like, with
yeah.
all that? Like, it can't stay that way.
Jerome, we're not talking about your heel.
There's a really crazy documentary on YouTube. It's about, I think it's like a half an hour long. It's called $1 Million Shack. You should definitely check that out.
Okay.
It's great. It's about the housing bubble, and like, because they did a bunch of I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they put a bunch of like temporary housing shelters after the 1906 earthquake, and people are fixing them up and renovating. They're like maybe like between like 600 and 800 square feet, and once they like renovate them and put in kitchens and countertops and like make it really nice, they're going for $1 million a piece.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh.
There was one of them I saw. It was like in the worst possible condition, the worst possible neighborhood, like no parking. I mean, it was just insane, and it was going for like $330,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Little boxes.
and they probably had to spend a good like another $300,000 to $500,000 to get it like even livable according to code. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
So here's what's crazy as well. So Vernon Davis, the football guy, selling his mansion that's up here in the hills.
Okay.
Like, that's only $2.8 million. There's a mansion that someone threw up on our Works webpage for sale in Menlo Park, Palo Alto. It's not as big as Vernon Davis's big ass sweet looking mansion, and it's not on a hill. $7.8 million
In Palo Alto?
in Palo Alto.
I believe it.
Wow.
But that's owned by a sports famous person. The other one's just owned by some jackass who works at a .com.
Location, location, location.
I want to live on a motherfucking hill so I can peer out and then be like, Hammerworks lives around here somewhere.
I should have wore pants.
Nah. If I'm buying a $2.8 million house, I'm not wearing pants.
Can't afford pants.
Deal
at
with
that
it.
point.
That's right.
I can buy paper bags to dress in now.
I'll just be in boxers all day.
I was just going to
Boxers
say...
or boxers?
Or pumps in a pump, pumps in a pump.
Both?
Yeah.
Boxers and boxers?
Yeah, dude.
Just cut some holes in there for the legs. Oh, good.
Yeah, dude. Shit's getting crazy.
Just get one of those refrigerator boxes and cut arm and leg holes in it. Done.
So yeah, you probably want to stick in LA.
I mean,
Sounds like
it's
it's a little cheaper doing
How
that.
bad? Yeah, how bad
it's
is
a
it
little
down
it's
there?
a little cheaper. It's definitely, it's an upward trajectory down there too with prices. It looks like like everybody's getting pushed in the Inland Empire, and I hear that's just getting all kinds of bad. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit more reasonable than up here. I mean, I'm living in a house with 2 roommates now, and I pay maybe $700 a month. So
Are they in the same business?
yeah, we're all animators, so
That makes it easier.
yeah.
Did you care to talk about that at all?
Sure. Well, let's see. There's cartoons. You got your Flintstones, you got your Jetsons, and your some other stuff.
I meant more specifically about you, but you can keep going if you like.
By other stuff, are you talking about hentai? Do you do hentai?
Surprised you,
Oh yeah,
That'd be
dude.
hilarious.
surprised you didn't go all the way back to Steamboat Willie.
Are you a tentacle animator?
Yeah, dude. Just make it perverted. It's
It's all about the suckers.
it's all about the nastiest, grossest, most perverted, just nastiest shit you could. No, so I've worked on 2 canceled shows, Axe Cop and Major Laser.
Oh, they canceled Axe Cop?
Yeah, dude. Because I love the comic, and I was
Just
like
made
really
everybody
excited.
sad. You just made everybody sad.
Yeah, dude.
It was cool in theory. I remember watching like a couple episodes and I was like,
It was a little rough, yeah.
this doesn't feel the same as the comic.
No, not
Because
at all.
it's like an old person trying to write as a young kid.
That's
Because the kid didn't write the series at all, right? Or
no.
the animated show?
No, he didn't. I mean, that studio, there's probably a lot I can't say about it, but it was not. It wasn't the perfect studio, and they sort of suffered the consequences of that,
It's more than the right scenario.
Right, yeah. And then after that, I worked on Mr. Pickles season 2.
Mr. Pickles! God damn, love that show.
Yeah, and then most recently I worked on this show that's not out yet, but it's for Netflix, and it's done by Titmouse, which does Venture Brothers and Metalocalypse and all that. So you just sort of hop around. When seasons end, you look for something else, and then when seasons start back up, maybe you go back. It just depends what's out there, what's being offered to you.
So you're kind of like a free agent, sort of, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of run your own independent company, and then those companies hire you, or
Well,
Or is it more like contractor work?
like all these studios I've worked at, I actually have signed like a W-2, right? That's the right one, I think,
Yeah.
right? Where you're actually, you're an employee for them and you get paychecks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is very short-term work, so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So with those being like only 15-minute episodes like the Adult Swim or the Fox's rip-off of Adult Swim,
Right, yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
I
with-
completely agree. Yeah.
That's exactly what they were going for, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of where it failed because they didn't. You know, if they released him maybe like online on Fox.com, maybe they would have worked a little better.
Right.
But like you're trying to make something that is obscene from a cable access, perspective, and still put it on network, not necessarily prime time, but
Right. Yeah.
but like almost like NBC's Saturday TV Funhouse from Saturday Night Live, almost.
Yeah.
But so what's the process of like making those shorts? Because is any of it cell shaded, or is it all hand drawn, or is it all digital?
Well, it's digitally hand drawn.
Okay.
So it's
Like Wacom tablets or whatever.
yeah. You have they're called Cintiqs, right? And you just have the pen, and you have like the 22-inch screen, and you just draw on there. Now, depending on like how long the episode is, there's different pipelines for it. Typically, when it's sent out to like Korea or India or some of these other places, it's usually because it's a half an hour long, and they just don't have the budget or the time to have it in house. But like with shorter stuff, with stuff that's like 15 minutes long, you can get away with having your own staff and just paying them well, and you know what I mean. So now a lot of times when it's shipped overseas, it is actually hand drawn.
Yeah.
And then they convert it to they'll color it and stuff digitally, right, by scanning it and stuff. I know a lot of like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon shows work that way. So.
And how long's the process for making an episode per se?
It really, like, in the start of a production, since that you typically have a lot of new people because the old people have moved on to the next gig. Like every season typically has a lot of new people. So what usually happens is like the first episode of something, you'll run into a lot of problems because people don't quite know what they're doing yet. So maybe the first episode is like takes about a month, right?
Yeah.
But by the end of the production, by let's say episode 10 of Mr. Pickles, it's like you can do it in 2 weeks. Each step, I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like let's say 2 weeks of boarding it out, and then 2 weeks of rough animation, then 2 weeks of clean animation, and then 2 weeks of compositing and stuff doesn't typically take 2 weeks, but yeah, so it's around that.
I mean, that kind of sounds like the equivalent of like having a band and writing an album together and getting comfortable and knowing everybody's style, and then by the time you go to start writing for the next album, everybody leaves and there's only one person there, and you have to develop a whole relationship and figure out what everybody's style is.
Oh, you mean like writing Guns N' Roses stuff?
Yeah, there you go. Is that really the most like productive and effective way to do it, or is that just kind of what the standard, like everybody does it that way now? Or
it's definitely not the most productive way of doing it.
Yeah.
The problem is like especially with like Adult Swim stuff, you won't have an idea if you're getting a next season until
It's aired.
the other one does well, and then Adult Swim and Cartoon Network say, okay, that did well, so you get another season. Now with shows like The Simpsons or whatever, like, okay, so what it is like with cable shows, what it is like a half order, right? Seasons are half orders, so it's like you'll have 6 to 10 to maybe 14 episodes total, right? And then with the big networks, with like Fox, CBS, NBC, you get full orders, which is 22, 24.
Right. Yeah.
So like with Simpsons, I imagine they have a lot of the same people working on it because there's not that hiatus, that layoff period where you're just sitting there and you need to make money, right?
pay the bills, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a lot easier and definitely a lot more effective with something like The Simpsons, where they just keep going and probably run into less problems because of that. You know.
Right.
Seems crazy with shows like the Venture Brothers. I mean, I don't know what the ratings actually are, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody said they didn't like it. So I mean,
Skip gives it a star.
That's right.
I know a couple of people who don't like it.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Wow.
I don't really talk to them that much.
They're not human beings.
I've abandoned that homeless man with the crazy talk about his hatred of Venture Brothers.
I'm not caught up with the Venture Brothers, but I've thoroughly enjoyed everything from the Venture Brothers except the pilot episode.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's so different and like awful.
It's a really good point.
Because I think with something like that, they made that and then like they probably were trying to like sell it for like 2 years, and then it was finally bought and they were like, oh shit, we need to get a band back together. The Monarch looks too much like a bee. Let's change him up a bit.
Right.
He
Yeah.
had like the weird like furry fucking lion mane.
Yeah,
thing
it was
going on.
weird. Yeah, yeah.
The pilot?
Yeah.
Pilot. Yeah.
You need to go watch that again.
Don't.
He's trying to warn you,
It's
man.
bad.
Well, and the
but-
pilot is different from the first episode, right? The pilot
Yeah.
was like, because I remember the pilot being really, really weird. Yeah.
I think they killed off Hank and Dean in the pilot.
Oh, okay.
As
then,
well.
Then I haven't seen the
Like,
pilot. I've only
it's-
seen the first episode.
It's this weird thing. Like it's not as weird. Well, I mean, it is pretty weird, but like like with South Park and the Spirit of Christmas, how there was 2 versions of the Spirit of Christmas. One where Cartman died, and then the other one where Kenny
Right.
died.
Yeah.
And then that's where because it was Jesus versus Frosty. No, Santa versus Frosty, the original one, and that looked like complete awful garbage because it was construction paper. And then it was the Spirit of Christmas, Jesus versus Santa, which was a little bit nicer, but just super gratuitous. But that used to be a part of Spike and Mike's fucking cartoon show road or whatever it was called.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we have South Park today.
And it'll never end.
No, it's not going to.
Nor should it. I mean, I'm down. It's gone some weird places in the more recent seasons, but it's like, hey, they're doing their thing. So
The season finale this season was weird, but I mean, yeah, a show like South Park being around for 20 years is...
I never thought I'd see the day.
It's really crazy
Yeah.
to think about.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing in the early days, just going, this is crazy, but it's one of those things you're just expecting people to abandon and stop watching at some point. And then
Yeah,
it's
maybe
still
last like
there.
5 seasons or something.
People still find it funny. It's like The
Yeah.
Simpsons. I know people who still find that show funny and watch it on every Sunday.
I haven't
so
seen it.
long.
Yeah, I haven't watched The
in a long
Simpsons in like 10
time.
years.
Some of the newer episodes are really good, but being older every time they do those, like the Simpson marathons now on FXX, you sit there and you watch some of the first seasons because, fuck, how old was I when that came out?
Right.
Go back 25
4
years.
or 5? Like, I'd sit there and be like, okay, I get why my kindergarten teacher did not want me to watch this show. Like, just some of the shit that they did. But, like, to today's standards, it's tame as fuck. Just
Yeah.
like Beavis and Butthead, by today's standards,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty tame.
Yeah.
If you watch it now,
Except for the first season.
even then, I mean, like, it was so short. Like, the things in between them just watching music videos was
Yeah.
so short. That's what helped them get away with a lot of things.
Right.
He's like, don't worry, it's only a minute long.
I read a really interesting fan theory of The Simpsons online. So there was an episode where like Homer hallucinates and he thinks he's talking to God, and he says, God, what's the meaning of life? And he says, I can't. You don't find that out until you die. And Homer says, well, I can't wait. And God says, you can't wait 6 months. And then they kind of walk off. And then 6 months later, chronologically in the episode, Homer goes into a coma. And then, like, he wakes up out of the coma and he's, like, immediately strangling Bart, but I guess it looks different.
Huh.
And so everything, all the plot lines and everything up to that point, according to this article, because like I said, I haven't really followed The Simpsons in a long time, but up until that point, which I think was like 1993, all the plot lines were fairly normal. And then he starts like going into outer space and like he meets supervillains, and so it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder as it goes. And,
Yeah.
and Homer's doing all this amazing shit that just a schlub from Springfield. Like, there's no way he would be able to do that. And he's like the center of all these amazing fantasies and stuff like that. So the fan theory is that he never actually woke up from the coma, and from that point on, everything has been like his fever dream. And so like
Inception or something.
right. And so like and it's interesting because they talk about like they theorize that, you know, when he meets Mel Gibson in an episode, it's because like his family's in the hospital and they're talking about like, oh, I just saw the new Mel Gibson movie, and then that incorporates it into his like coma fantasy.
Oh my god!
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The guy had too much free time on his hand, but it was definitely an interesting idea.
Like Saint Elsewhere meets the fucking series finale of Roseanne meets fucking Dallas.
That was weird.
Roseanne was a weird. Yeah, that was a weird ending.
It was such a bummer, man.
I don't think anybody would have saw that
more than the
coming.
Seinfeld finale.
Oh yeah.
Which I now appreciate the Seinfeld finale.
Yeah.
It's like, ha, okay, I get it.
Yeah, the Roseanne one was actually like, I think I didn't see it until, you know, the show had already been
That was a trip.
off the air for a long time. I went back and finally watched the show.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the fuck? Nobody told me about this
Yeah.
the entire time.
Dan actually did have that heart attack and die.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
No, I mean I was really confused by that though. Yeah, that was a weird ending. Yeah.
I do kind of appreciate when they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty wild if that's actually what happened in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It makes for some good closure and finality to that story.
Yeah.
And it's that this isn't like we could just come back and pick up from where we left. No, that character's gone. Goodbye.
I mean,
Well, that's how they. Sorry, Justin. That's how they explain that the characters never age. But like Bart and Lisa, and like nobody ever ages, but it keeps updating on like by the year. So it's current time where these things are happening, but the characters are never aging at all. Like Bart would be 35 at this point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
older.
Yeah.
yeah, actually.
It was another episode of the Cracked After Hours show online, talking about Springfield being a low-res version of the Matrix.
Interesting.
I play that game.
Makes sense because Homer did get out of the Matrix in one of the.
That's right. He went to the.
episodes.
That was one of my favorite things about the video game. Did you play the Simpsons video game?
Yeah.
Where
Wait, which one?
the really good one that was on PS2, I think, where like you battle with Will Wright, and you go and you meet God,
No.
and God's just playing video games, and he's playing The Sims, and The Sims is basically like the world of The Simpsons.
Mm.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, I haven't.
you should definitely check that out. It was actually a really good game, but the scene between Homer and God was hilarious.
And see, that's the funny part about a lot of these shows too, is the goal that you have to strike to get a series that you've created to run for that long.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean-
yeah.
Only a few people. You can't say it about a lot of shows. Only like a handful of shows over the years have ever had that long of runs. You know, like the weird NCIS shows,
Law and
Order, Simpsons, and
You either need to have just increasingly crazy, outlandish shit that you can make up, like in a cartoon, or you just have to have like a never-ending supply of source material. And crime is kind of one of those things that's pretty universal. And
People are always dying.
I love on the Law and Order shows, it's like it's something that pretty much directly happened, and they said this is not based on any real life event. You're like,
Sometimes they
Wink,
do.
wink, yeah.
They'll say at the beginning, ripped from the headlines.
Oh.
really?
yeah, some of them do.
Hmm.
But it made me think of it when you were saying something about South Park being on for that long. I was just like, only a handful of shows have done that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, like South Park had no agenda, and that's what I really liked about the earlier episodes of South
Yeah.
Park. They really were just mainly about that weird little town, and then they kind of like got bigger and bigger. I do like how everything's becoming more linear and there's more of a cohesive throughout like storyline. Because I mean, the events of last season affected the events of this season,
Right. Yeah.
which I thought was pretty good because it's something, especially since they don't make as many episodes per season anymore. So it's almost just becoming like one long season. But I mean, yeah, crime is always going to happen. It just matters how good you're going to write it. Because let's see, Homicide lasted I think 10 seasons. The X-Files lasted 10 seasons. Even though the newest season was
I don't know if you're keeping
awful.
track.
That was really bizarre.
Time. I don't know if you're keeping track.
Thanks.
And then what weirds me out though is that Supernatural is still on, even though that I've not caught up, but I just finished last season because it's all on Netflix and fucking CW got rid of their Hulu contract, so I can't watch any of my stories on Hulu. Dicks.
Do you use Roku or what?
I mean, I watch the CBS app at work, but I hate commercials. Hate them.
You mean you don't want to know about the latest in Mach 3 razors and what they could do for whatever?
Or
Get rid of those
feminine
scrotal
hygiene
bugs.
when I'm not watching anything
No
that
scrotum
relates
bugs.
to feminine hygiene.
ED corrective
The
products.
crazy thing about the CW app is they only show one commercial, and so like for every commercial break, you just watch the same commercial like 6 times.
Well, that's how Hulu was, and so then they were like, get the option to not have commercials. It was like, I thought that's what Hulu Plus was, but yeah, I'll pay more.
Yeah, this guy's he's watching his fucking Roku. I step out of my room into the living room and I see the same commercial again and again. I felt like fucking Bill Murray. It was terrible.
Medication for heal breast cancer.
I don't remember it ever doing like it would play the same commercials over the course
It's like
of
the same 4 or 5 commercials.
right. No, but on the CW app on Roku, it actually plays the exact same commercial
One
5 times
after the
back to
other.
back.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like CW.com is like 4 or 5 different commercials. So since I'm at work, like I'll see when it's showing up. And what sucks, they're dicks because there are ad blockers, but they don't support ad blockers. So like I have to like remove that and then restart my computer to get just so I can know what the fuck Wally West is doing, getting yelled at and shit. Barry Allen's ruining the timeline.
There are some ad blockers I'm not going to mention the name of that will actually work, but you have to wait 125 seconds.
Huh?
It lets it pass through the ad blocker.
Oh, that's
but
annoying
it
as
makes you-
shit
it makes
too.
you- It makes you wait 125 seconds for the thing. So you're not
125.
watching the ad. You're just watching a screen that says you will be able to continue in 125
That's
seconds.
stupid. So I just take my headphones off and I try to like pay attention and do more emails and work and shit.
It's because somebody at one of these ad blocker companies went, they just don't want to see it, but they're okay with waiting. It's like, no,
No, we're not.
Why
that's
don't
not what the point was.
Why don't they just show like a kitten chasing a laser pointer for 125 seconds?
As long as it
Dude, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Ooh, these companies.
Have
That's why I'm glad about Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, Netflix, you know, they're keeping it real, right? They don't have any commercials in there. I remember there was rumor that they were going to at some point, but then everybody was like, fuck
There would
that.
be a big mutiny.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
no. What they were gonna do was they were gonna pull off what HBO and some of the other high-end, the premium cable now solo apps do is trailer at the beginning, trailer at the end. And all it's gonna be is telling you the different shows that are on fucking and movies that are on Netflix.
I'm okay with
And
that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because they really need to work on their screen selection. Because I don't need to see the same movie in like 5 different categories. Like
Now trending, continue watching my
Yeah.
list. Because you selected this, because you selected that.
yeah. Like
Your neighbor's watching.
And it's
this.
all Wolf Cop. It's
Yeah.
just Wolf Cop
they're
5
making
times.
a sequel. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for Wolf Cop 2. They just need to make a season. Don't worry about it. I'll show you.
What about
They need to make a new season of Danger
I
5.
feel like he just threatened me.
I did. They need to make a sequel to Kung Fury.
Wolf Cop was pretty great.
He's gonna lead me into the living room, sit me on the couch. Just wait here.
Yeah.
bounce
Be
you on his
back.
knee?
Click.
No, if I really wanted to ruin your mind, I'd put on a Serbian film.
What about Gilmore
Oh,
Girls?
boy.
That's apparently
I've seen a
making
couple of those.
its little comeback.
Oh yeah.
Thanks Netflix for showing me that every time I turn it on.
Yeah. Mine just shows me the 3%. I was like, okay.
I saw it, but I don't know what it is, so I haven't watched it yet.
It's like it's Brazilian Hunger Games.
Oh.
Okay, that makes sense. What about Black Mirror? Have you
Black
watched
Mirror is amazing.
Great,
I haven't
yeah.
finished.
It's good.
I haven't finished the newest season.
it?
What?
That's the best one.
The newest one?
The newest season.
Like, yeah, I haven't seen all the U.S. episodes, but like when they were first released, like from the BBC, I thought it was cool that they were all like standalone episodes, but there was a somewhat underlying theme. Like if they took place in the same time, they had that stuff. But yeah, I've only seen the Bryce Dallas Howard episode of the new season. Poor girl. She should not have been Gwen Stacy. She should have been Mary Jane Watson.
Probably.
In the awful Raimi Spider-Man movies. Yeah, I said it. Awful Raimi Spider-Man movies.
No one's
Tobey
gonna fight you
Maguire
on
sucked.
that. Nobody's gonna fight you on that.
Him and his stupid dance.
Hey, dude, I'm looking forward to the new one.
So am I.
Holy shit! They finally got the eyes right.
Yep.
Huh? They got the eyes going.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't.
I liked that they did the Vulture too.
Yeah.
I wasn't until I saw the preview, and now I'm like, all right, you know what? Not interested.
I'm completely on board. He's finally high school age, like actually high school age, instead of a 30-year-old pretending to be in high school.
Just hanging out with somebody who's not high school age.
He's 19, but yeah, we'll get. He
Oh,
floats.
okay.
It's closer.
It's closer. I mean, I think Andrew Garfield was 23
No, dude,
Or
Andrew
25?
Garfield's in his 30s right now.
right now, but I mean,
Yeah.
when did the first?
It was only like
Whatever.
12.
He was
I
anime
dug him
Spider-Man.
though. I mean, you know.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was kind of like the ultimate version of him.
And,
Right.
and it technically wasn't a British actor because he's both American and British.
Oh, I didn't know.
So there was a loophole, unlike Tom Holland, who's full British.
that.
yeah.
At least Cap's American.
That's about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm really stoked and interested in that movie, but I'm still more interested in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2
Oh, yeah.
and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I want to see that Thor Ragnarok
Dude.
trailer.
The Hulk, Planet Hulk style,
Yeah.
you know? The two of them kicking ass. Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum are going to be in Thor for some reason.
Yes.
Some
They're
reason.
Maybe throw
So,
a
look,
throw a dinosaur in there. You
I would
know?
be okay if he still did the dinosaur or Jurassic Park line.
That's right.
Just revisited that.
Yeah.
I hope Jeff Goldblum says that's one big pile of shit.
Not about the movie. We're hoping the movie's good.
And, but yeah, so Thor Ragnarok, we get the Jurassic Park duo, and fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, we get Tango and Cash.
Yeah, yeah.
I really want there to be some kind of line. If they're not in any scene together, I'll be upset because no one has found out what Sylvester Stallone's character is.
I really hope he's just a giant like blue alien with the Sylvester Stallone voice, you know?
Man, if he was a Kree, that'd be cool. But I'm thinking he's going to be like one of the higher end Nova Corps people.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, Kurt Russell is Ego, the living fucking planet.
Yeah.
So good.
I really hope they go that route too, man. I hope they just his head is just a planet. You know what I mean?
I
Just
think
his
he's going to
face.
be a hologram, but because it would be interesting. Yeah, that happens.
Just keep an eye on the walls in the background. There's going to be a poster somewhere they're going to walk by.
So that's what Nathan Fillon's character is.
A poster?
Yeah.
Wait, he's in there too?
Yeah, he's Simon Wilson or Williams. He's Wonder Man, but they can't call him Wonder Man.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, so he's gonna just be a bunch of like action movie posters.
His cameo isn't that he's in the movie, but that his likeness is on the poster.
Yeah, I think you're just gonna see him like in a movie trailer or something like that,
Oh.
Grief.
which would be so good.
Fillion is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm okay with all of that. I'm just going to be happy to see it.
Rogue One comes out next week
Yeah.
or this week, I guess.
Dope one.
This week, Friday,
Rogue
right?
One. Yeah,
Yeah, Dope One. That
they
was
just
awesome.
premiered it last night, and I mean, a lot of people who came out of it were just like, "This is amazing, this is great,"
good.
which most of them would say, but
There
one
were other
person
people
was
that worked on it.
one of the I can't remember the name, but they were like, You know, it was a little bit of a slow start, but the Vader is fucking on point and he's scary as shit in this movie. And the ending is just like really heartbreaking. So it's like, that's cool.
I'm glad to hear that Vader's scary. I mean, considering like the timeline where this is taking place,
The fucking boogeyman.
he should be the fucking boogeyman.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have like the newest thing of Vader being filmed be
I think it's really weird how there's a lot of people out there that hate 7 but defend 1, 2, and 3 like at the
What?
same time. Yeah, isn't that weird?
What?
There's a lot of people out there that are like, yeah, you know what? Star Wars ended with 3. 7 doesn't even. 7 killed Star Wars. I'm like, no.
Well, I think it was because
No.
they felt that, like, you could say that the prequels were something different, whereas most people thought that
7 was derivative.
7 was just a kind of a rehash. But I mean, it's
Who cares? It was good.
Right, it was
Right,
good.
no,
yeah.
It was a good reboot.
I'm not defending those people. I'm just stating what.
How come you like the
what I've
prequels so
read.
much? How come you hate 7 so much? What's going on?
If someone defends Phantom Menace over Force Awakens, I will end them. Like,
I really think that the first 3 movies could have been condensed. I mean, you,
Into a half a movie.
I still
Yeah,
haven't watched
you know.
that.
you can find it online.
Is Elijah Wood or something?
Toby.
Topher Grace.
Topher
Topher
Grace.
yeah. There's a couple of different ones, and supposedly
Yeah.
they're all actually very good.
I've seen it. It actually, the
made
Topher
sense?
Grace one was pretty good. Like, they only took one scene out of the first one.
what are we talking
They
about?
condensed. They basically took 1, 2, and 3 and edited out all the bullshit and made
Yeah.
it into one movie.
And they try to
Yeah.
take out as much Jar Jar as possible.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you one thing? It's not a huge spoiler. They only kept one scene from episode 1, and it was when Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn were fighting.
Okay.
Right? And then he kills Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon's like, oh, train Anakin. And then it just cuts to 2.
Yeah.
It's like, perfect.
That's kind of all you need.
No wall scroll, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just like,
Fellas, I actually, I got to take off.
yeah, man.
No problem.
I'm having a birthday dinner tonight, so yeah, I got to...
Your birthday or going to a birthday?
My birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, thank you.
birthday.
Many returns.
But hey,
20 years old.
thanks for having me on. It was
drink
great
next
to meet you
year.
guys. Let's
Great meeting you. It was a pleasure.
We're gonna do a show, huh?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Doing the show. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Say hi to Jesse for me.
Oh, no problem.
Um,
Excuse us for a second. We're just going to say our goodbyes.
And we're out.
I've been requested to today.
Alrighty, guys. So, yeah, we're back. That was Mike again from Skyway. So go check them out. And he's a fun guy. We had a lot of fun. So, we got a few things to touch base on quick. We're still going to be on break for a little while. We may have a couple of weeks off here from podcasts as well while we all go do some fun stuff and then reconvene in 2017. And we'll be back for sure. Before I do that, I want to go ahead and see if anybody had anything they wanted to promote or talk about. And you want to start with you, Justin?
Sure. I'm a part of a new project called High Sorcery. It's along the lines of stoner metal, stoner rock. It's kind of an opportunity that I didn't want to pass up, even though I didn't want to be in another band. But it consists of I don't know anybody's last names because I'm a jackass. But Dave, the singer guitarist from Forgotten Gods, Bobby from Smoke, and Kevin, the drummer of Cropburner, which was the stoner metal band that I was in as well. And so the three of those guys started jamming together once Forgotten Gods kind of broke up, and they wanted to ask me to kind of like jam with them at first, but when I was pretty vocal about I'm glad I'm only in one band and this and that, like I don't know if I can take being in a second band right now just because I want to have some form of life. But then I kind of like sat and jammed with them one day and they showed me their songs and I was like, oh, this stuff's real fun. I want to play.
That's the trap.
That's the fucking trap, dude. They Akbar'd me, dude.
That's how you get yourself a suite.
And
You just gotta trap him with music.
pretty much. Listen, ladies, and
Show him your jams, and he'll give you the hams.
so and my gams. But yeah, so we started jamming and stuff, and it was like, okay, cool. They're like, you gotta audition first, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I figured I wasn't just gonna come in and demand to be the bass player.
I'm here now.
But because I'm so entitled to everything. But it was fun. So like I learned one of the songs and I jammed with them pretty well, and we blended together like Kevin and I, because we already had like worked years in Crop Burner, so it was pretty nice. Like because even though that I've been in a stoner metal band for like off and on for like 6 years as well, it's still not like one of my comfortable fortes, but I like playing it because compared to like stuff that we do in Disrupt the Paradigm, it's just this might sound mean, but like I can just kind of like get lost and just be,
We're not paying attention to like 50 changes in a 3-minute period.
It's more about the ambience and
yeah. So it's like it helps me out better with scales and writing structures more, doing that stuff. So then I can, be slightly more creative and
I totally get
nutty in here.
Absolutely.
We have our first show January 20th. Yeah. I believe Friday, January 20th, at the Caravan. It's with it's a 4-band bill. It's going to be Panhandlers Union opens, and then us, and then Black Wolf, and then Kook. So it's going to be a pretty fun, drinky, stony night at the Caravan. We did have a second show already lined up as well, but we now have to figure out where that's going to go, because that show was set up at Johnny V's. And it was with a touring band from Oregon that I really,
R.I.P. Johnny V's.
that I really like. So
Give me a reminder. I want to go.
Okay. For sure. Show's free because the Caravan is always free unless they somehow snag like a super known person, and then you pay like $8.
Confirmed January 20th.
January 20th.
Caravan.
Yeah.
Rawson. You guys are you guys still writing, or are you just sticking with what you have now and just kind of working it out till January?
Right now we have 4 songs, but it's still like, a 25-minute set.
Here's these 2 30-minute songs.
Oh my
Break
God.
it down a little bit.
No, I don't think we'll ever be. Maybe we'll have like a 12-minute song max, but I don't think we'll ever be like one of those like 30-minute song bands. I'm just too stupid to like go, this is still the same song. Ah!
I don't know where the one is.
I really like the way.
I don't know where the one is.
I really like the way the first Catapult the Dead EP was like a 30-minute song, but then broken into individual tracks. I really like that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that, like to kind of sell it better. Mm-hmm. Like you have this one concept. In a sense, Sleep's Dope Smoker was like that. It's like a 40-minute song that then, when they brought that to the record company was like, we can't fucking sell a 1-song album. No, there's 2 songs. The other one's just a live track. They're like, we can't fucking do this. So they broke up Dope Smoker and called it Jerusalem, and like broke it up into the different movements. Even in Crop Burner, we jokingly had our version of Dope Smoker called Wizards of the Apocalypse, which then the more and more we would drink, we would call it Wizards of the Apocalypse.
I think I remember that one.
And one of the videos is on YouTube. Like in practices and stuff, we've stretched out the 3 movements that we had for it into about a half hour.
Okay.
Where it was like we played 2 songs and maybe a 3rd song and then that, and we were like, all right, let's take a break, and then not play that song for the rest of the night, and then this and that. But then, like, we could never fully agree on how the third movement would go. We kind of wanted, I think we were thinking about wanting to make it like 4 or 5 movements. You know, try to be all like hoity-toity classical idiots. But then we mainly Wizards of the Apocalypse is like is just two songs in one, and you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I've seen it in there.
Yeah, we have I made a video from us playing at the Caravan one night. Well, that's pretty much it.
It wasn't the show with all the interesting stories you came back with.
No.
But it was interesting.
No, they're okay. Also on Bandcamp, you can find a live album of Crop Burners on Bandcamp. Just go on bandcamp.com/cropburner. It's live from the Stork Club. Yeah, I was really fucking hammered
That was a good one, though.
at that show. That was probably our best show at the Stork.
And the crowd participation was amazing.
Yeah, I yelled at some lady because she wanted us to turn down.
Turned down for what?
Yeah.
So you should have yelled back.
Yeah, some dude showed me his tits, and I was like, sorry, lady. He showed me his tits. I'm not gonna. And everyone says no. So, there are actual thoughts of getting back together with Jeff and Kevin to like sit and actually make a Crop Burner album, but other than that, I don't think there's going to be anything else with Crop Burner anymore, just because we've been doing that band for off and on for 6-7 years. It's like we deserve a real album.
Yeah.
You guys are you ever going to be doing a reunion with the other guys again, like you did last time?
Oh, with Down and Dirty, I have no idea. I mean, it'd be nice to do like a show or two a year, but Nick is becoming a family man. He's him and his wife Lissy are pregnant, expecting a child.
Congrats.
Yeah, and he has a pretty sweet career going, working at Double Fine.
Yeah.
And then Schmatty is off and on doing drums for FTB and just being a dad. So if it happens, it happens. It's nothing that I'm gonna push because I don't ever want Down and Dirty to feel forced, especially because it's kind of run its course, but not. I want to record the songs that we didn't record for Down and Dirty because like towards the end we started writing some really good stuff. Some shit stuff too, but we never went back to play those, which was kind of nice when we kind of got back together, like the 2.5 shows we did. So yeah,
It's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of wish we could have finished the stupid recording from
Shotgun?
Castaway.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have finished that.
We could always just throw it up on Bandcamp and Reverb Nation or whatever and see what happens.
As is.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go. Make up your own tunes.
I was thinking it might be cool as we wrap this up. Does anybody have like a favorite story or memory from Johnny V's? It's kind of like a retrospective.
Yeah. I have a couple actually.
All right. Go for it. I got one.
So the first good story that I have from Johnny V's, it was one of the original times they closed down. We were playing their last show. Down and Dirty was.
This was pre Patty's, right?
Yes.
This was back when it was just the tiny little hallway.
Where it was just the hallway.
Yeah.
Because Patty's was Benny's still.
The Chinese food place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was they were closing. It was like this all-day music festival, and it was also 105 degrees. It was over the summer. I was at a friend's barbecue, and I was like, fuck, I can't get too drunk. 10 beers later, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a show to play.
I can't get drunk.
And so, like, I jam to my house to grab my gear, and then I jam back into downtown San Jose to grab to find parking and like throw my gear in. I continue to get drunk more. By the time we play, it's so fucking hot in that place, and like we were one of the last bands too. So even like at night, it was still hot as shit. I played in my underwear, like straight up, like because I knew how hot it was gonna be. So I was layered in chonies, like just because the sweat went through one of them. So I was like, I'm glad I had the backups on.
Oh man.
You know, got to keep the boys in check, and so then once we were done playing, I proceed to try to steal everything I can from the bar, and they had this fat tire wooden carven like sign, and I fucking ripped it out from the wall like it was just pure anarchy mayhem. And I was just like, yeah, all for all, and like I want to try to steal one of the neon lights. The security guard just looking at me. I'm just sitting there, fat as shit, sweating in just my chonies, like hulking out and shit,
nose bleeding,
like holding on to this fucking wooden. Oh yeah, and as I ripped off the sign, I smashed my face with it. I'm shocked I didn't break the sign.
So do you still have that?
I gave it to my buddy who owns a bike shop, but like I had it in my garage for like 5 years.
Nice.
And
still handprints on it.
oh, dude. And so, but they also, on top of that, they also gave me a Pabst bar mat because I would also be that drunk asshole who would run out of money and try to smooze with the bartenders for free drinks. And they would be like, we'll give you a bar mat. And I was like, whatever, dude. So like that became my bar mat because they would just pour all the gross, you know what a bar mat is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just whatever spilled onto that bar mat, they just threw into a cup and we'd give it to me as a drink. So, I'm still here, YOLO, right?
Oh,
and
my God. As opposed to everyone else who's ever said YOLO is
Yeah.
already dead.
And so then the security guard, as I was trying to like steal the Blue Moon sign that's right by the open sign that was in the window, he was like, I think you got enough, cuz. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. He still owes me money, though. And like, but yeah, so that's one of my stories. Go ahead and say your story, and then I'll end off.
I want to add a tagline to that. Hashtag Chono YOLO. Playing in his chonies and then yelling yo yo.
Yeah.
Scotty, do you have a favorite memory or anything like that, Johnny V's?
Well, I think it was kind of like for me, I just have a recent one. You know, it was like the first time we had this incarnation with Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when I fell over?
Yeah. My knee! When Skip was there and, you know, that guy with heel breast cancer. You know, it was just it was the kind of the big launch of this, of where we are now.
No Trust was on that bill too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was that one crackhead who came out from the street and just started like dancing, like the chick. She wanted to get on stage and fucking dance with them, even though it's like this is the one style of music that you're not supposed to dance to.
That's right.
And she was fucking twerking to No Trust. It was dope.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So I mean, it was just an overall, you know, recent memory of just Johnny V's was kind of the big launch for this to really move forward, and from there on we just started playing shows. So it was kind of a starting point, I guess you could say.
Was that Dominium too?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there was like
Some
a
creature.
thrash band or something. Yeah, Sub Creature. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting bill. That was fun.
I thought it was those guys from Sacramento.
No, that was Shotgun Solace. That was Dominium Fall Rise.
Oh yeah,
Solace,
okay.
and some other-
Couldn't remember.
Yeah, they all
I
kind
just
of,
remember those guys played with us. At some
it all
point.
kind of blurs together
Yeah.
after a while. So my favorite my favorite story was.
Hold on, I gotta hit pause. No, I'm just kidding.
It was. This was back in the Sadfish days, and for whatever reason, Steve wasn't drinking that night.
What?
I think Randy still was. You weren't drinking, and so somehow I ended up with 4 drink tickets. It was 4 drink tickets, and it was on Tuesday we were playing, so it was 2-for-1 kamikaze night.
Oh damn!
And so I walked up to the bar and I said, "Hey Johnny, it's 2-for-1 kamikaze night, and I have 4 drink tickets." And he says, "You better tip me well, motherfucker." So I gave him a 20, and he poured me 8 kamikazes.
Jesus.
And I drank them, and I actually had a pretty good show.
Do you remember it?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I'm telling the story, so I remember most of it. No, actually, it was a good time. I got a little bit too drunk, but not horribly bad. Not like
Don't say.
yeah, not like the Renaissance Fair party experience, which I'll probably end up telling at some point. But oh, that's right, because you weren't in the band at that point. But anyways, that was like my favorite. That was like my favorite interaction with Johnny, and one of my favorite memories of the club in general. That was back when that one, and then when they first got the stage in the little hallway, and it was just a bunch of pieces that weren't really like put together or held together or bolted down, and we were playing, and the whole thing kind of started to come apart as we were playing. That was kind of fun.
I remember my first time at Johnny V's was when it was upstairs.
Okay, yeah.
I was still underage. I didn't drink or anything. I was there because of MySpace. I was there to meet up with this band from Hawaii called 8mm Overdrive or something like that. I wanted to come and like go chat up with them and stuff, because this was during the Shed days. It was kind of a cool experience, but I felt super awkward and stuff because I was underage in a bar and I didn't want to get in trouble. So like I saw their show to talk real quick, and then I fucking dipped. I got all scared. But,
So this had to be like 2000, 2001?
2003.
2003? That was about when I met you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like right before Shed ended.
I had to go see a friend's band play from the sidewalk at Cactus Club.
Cactus Club was all ages.
Not when he played.
Oh.
It was bizarre. Like it was all ages at one point, and there was a time period where it wasn't.
Oh, some of their shows were 18 and up.
Yeah, and I wasn't 18 yet, so I had to listen to my friend's band from outside, because he could be in there because he was playing.
Yeah.
But I had to listen to him from outside the fucking sidewalk.
I had another one of. It always seems to be in Crop Burner when I have like kind of super rock star moments. So one of them was at Johnny V's. We were playing a rad fucking set, and because we're an instrumental stoner band. Again, this fucking drunk chick tried getting on stage and grabbed my microphone and tried to like sing into it while we were playing. And like as soon as it was done, and I was straight up on the mic, I was like, "Look, girl, you're hot as shit, but get the fuck off my stage. You have no place to be here. We have no lyrics." And of course, then we went right into our cover where I sang. But it was.
She's like, "What the fuck? These guys are dicks."
She stayed the whole night. She was a fucking psychopath, though. But yeah, dude, those are. I had some great times at Johnny V's. I had some not so good times at Johnny V's. But you could say that about almost any bar.
We'll definitely miss it.
What about you, Jerome? Oh, that's right. You're not here. No Johnny V's story for you. How about you, Skip?
Only played there a handful of times. Some of them, the first couple of times were not so spectacular. But yeah, the Rival show was pretty good. Had a good time there. Yeah. It does suck that we're down another couple of venues. Anybody who's anybody listening to this, if there is anybody who's anybody listening to this, more venues.
Or make sure that the venues you have are compliant to fire code.
Skip likes peanut butter.
Well, I mean, make sure you're up to date on all your liquor license.
Everything.
You know, these are going to be times where laws have to be more and more strict. Whether it is like you're up to code, like fire codes, health codes, you know, liquor license, and
all
this
of
and
the
that.
above, yeah.
Just like make sure all your ducks are in a row, and you know you have. Another thing that I liked about Johnny V's is they didn't stray away from anybody. Unlike other venues, which I'm not going to mention that no longer exist, we're like, we are a this only bar or establishment. It's like, well, you're not going to get very much business. And it proved that they barely lasted a year. They're no longer here, and they closed up shop and moved away. But, you know, and that's what was cool. That's what I liked about, you know, that's what I liked about Johnny V's compared to say like the Caravan. I love the Caravan, but I mean you're never gonna see a hip hop night at the Caravan really. You know, it's your little skeezy punk rock metal, you know, ska bar, and so that's what was cool. That you could at least jump around, like go when everything was cracking. You know, you could go to Caravan, you know, the Blank Club to check out these shows here and there, and then you could see if there's something going on at Britannia Arms, and then see what's going on at Johnny V's, check out across the street at Tunes. If you want a real show, see what's going on at the Voodoo.
Oh, I miss that
I mean, and
place so much.
This is all after the fact of, you know, the Usual and the Cactus Club closed. So I mean, that stuff's all, you know, South First Street, Sofa District, but the, like, you know, straight Main Street of downtown where it was all cracking and stuff. Oh yeah, Mission Mail House.
That place was pretty fun.
You know, I don't know if Dive ever did shows, but Tunes did for a hot minute. They had Metal Mondays. That was predominantly a hip hop club. But yeah, I mean, times are changing, and we're gonna have to figure something out. Like, all in all, like as bands, as promoters, bookers, you know, concert goers, you know. And I'm one that is like, yeah, people should go to this show, and then because I'm too fucking exhausted, I don't want to go do anything once I'm done with work. I don't go to very many shows anymore like I used to when I was younger. But you know, it's something that everybody needs to try to go do. Like, hopefully next year I do start trying to go see more local shows, but it's just money's tight.
Yeah, and one other thing, this might sound weird to you other bands out there, but what we should all try to make at least an attempt to do is when you play at a place, try not to wreck it, because it costs money to fix that stuff. You know.
Oh yeah.
When a club or a bar or any place that has shows has to fix stuff, that's an additional thing out of their pocket that they got to deal with. And with things getting tighter and more restrictions happening, things they're already probably going to have to fix to keep up to codes and things like that, we just got to at least make sure we keep the places that we have to play left operating. So, you know, try not to spill your beer on their electrical equipment or you know, break a bunch of stuff when you're there. I mean, unless that's what the club wants, but
Don't get too drunk and try to fight people.
Yeah, don't like kick someone through a window. So, I mean, best if possible, you know. I know it sounds weird to think that we should try to do something a little bit better to the places we play at, no matter how we feel about it, but you don't, and they have to spend a bunch of money and they can't afford their repairs or whatever it is, and they close down. That's just one less place for everybody to play.
Hey man, I remember Gilroy was trying to open up another all-age venue when Len and I were still underage. We went and saw Rivals, RU36, some other band, and Hostility at this dance studio that was on it was like it was a dance hall, but not necessarily a dance studio. but it was like on the second story of this place, and fucking the dickbags in RU36 thought it would be fun to break some windows, and like the owner of the place was like, nope, it was the first and last show at that place. So yeah, like the time of being a stupid, shitty, anarchist punk whatever, and a rock star is eat a dick. Don't do that. Like, yeah, there's too many good opportunities for venues that can show up, and people. It's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, if you want to break something on stage, break your own guitar or your amp or something. And, like, buy a shitty old cabinet and throw your guitar through it. Don't break this club stuff. Simple as that. Anyway.
On that note,
I digress. I have diarrhea, so I have to go. You have fun.
Happy holidays, New Year's, whatever. Everyone be with who they love.
Again.
This is also kind of like the weird, saddest, depressing time of year, so
throw on our album. He'll cheer you up.
No, you're not alone, or just call certain hotlines or call friends. Don't go drinking and driving anywhere. It's the technology. We have Uber and Lyft and taxis. Don't be a fucking idiot. I'm sick and tired of losing friends during the holiday season. I'm out.
Truth.
Aight.